Hey, man, reports are, and we heard it from John Harris. If you missed that earlier, he was on with us at 2:40. He gave it a full breakdown. Multiple picks from Derek Stingley Jr. off of C.J. Stroud. One where he went over and apparently went up with Nico Collins and was able to get a pick and got himself in good position, according to John Harris. And then another one, a pick six off C.J. Stroud. And it looks like he's looking like what you said the day he was drafted, what he needs to be.
You're
it
a
looks
Tiger,
like
now you're a Texan, man.
Yeah, it looks like Derek Stingley is that. He said John said he think Derek's gonna be in the team picture of the top 3 of the league.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, Johnny Harris is obviously high on the young fella, which I don't know anybody that isn't really high on him, but best hands on the team, top 3 corner in the league. That's a bold statement given what we've seen. Now, I don't think it's a stretch. I don't think he's crazy for having those opinions at all. I mean, Derek Stingley is clearly a guy with an extremely high ceiling. He has played very little football, relatively speaking, and he is, you want to talk about a trajectory of becoming one of the best. He's on it. There's no doubt there. But it's interesting to me, Ron, if you look at kind of how this training camp has gone, which we discussed a little bit earlier with Johnny. It was early on, the first week, maybe 10 days of camp. Not 10 days, first week of camp. This offense was making a statement and making it a point to be more aggressive and take some shots downfield. And it just seemed like, I don't think it was by design, but it just seemed like they had no problem if a go route was called and Derek Stingley happened to be on that wide receiver and there was no deep help, and they were going to take that shot on Derek Stingley. And they took advantage of him a couple of times, convincingly got behind him a couple of times. And then comes the day when the scuffle happened, right? Clearly he was having a really, really good day that day before the scuffle, but then the scuffle happens. He clearly doesn't have a problem letting Dalton Schultz and everybody else know that whatever went down ain't going to happen on his watch. He continues to have a great day that day, and he has continued to show out ever since. And it's all culminated today in practice where you got bad weather, but there's three facets here, if you will. One, he undercuts Tank Dell on a speed cut out route. One of the best route runners. I am very confident in saying one of the best route runners in the league. He undercuts Tank Dell on an out route to the point where he doesn't just get a PBU, he picks it and would have taken it to the house had it been live football. If you're running routes for Tank Dell, then you're covering at next level. Then he goes up, and on a 50-50 ball that's thrown up to Nico Collins, Derek Stingley goes up, and he's the winner of the 50-50 ball and gets a pick there, which was in the red zone, which would have been a huge turnover. And then we get to the point that the quarterback that's throwing these interceptions to Derek Stingley statistically was the best quarterback in the game last year, throwing for the most yards per game and the fewest interceptions. He's the best in the game as it pertains to major production and few interceptions. That is a big-time statement. And one of the interceptions, I believe it was the pick six where he undercut Tank Dell, word on the street is he threw the ball back towards the offensive sideline. And look, this is, to me, this is the Derek Stingley that I'm looking for. This is the Derek Stingley that I've been waiting for. I was not as impressed, I guess. I remember a couple of years ago, everybody getting super impressed with a ball that was thrown directly to him in the end zone by Trevor Lawrence. I'm thinking that was just, hell, I think I may have been able to catch that ball, right? I think we wanted him to be good immediately, and he was injured. And then he got in there, and you wanted even more that we just kind of blew whatever he did, good, bad, or indifferent, out of proportion, right? Last year, the Amari Cooper follow, the Amari Cooper shadow, and eliminating him from the box score was the arrival of Derek Stingley Jr. But there's never been a moment, right, where you go into a game and you think the Texans got the best corner in the league. One of high ceiling, big time expectations. No question. I've had those. Love him. Wouldn't trade him. Have confidence in him. But best corner in the league, we're going to go into games this year, Ron, and whether it's true or not, I don't think it's crazy when people say, you know what, the Texans may have the best corner in the damn league. I don't think that is an out-of-pocket, oh, my God, what the hell. Now, he's got a lot of work to do. Don't get me wrong. But this is the first time where I've felt like, okay, let's have a conversation about Derek Stingley and all the tangibles and the high ceiling. As long as he can stay healthy, can he be a top corner in this league? And I think it's a real conversation.
And based off what we're seeing in training camp and based off what we saw at the end of last season, that is absolutely a fair thought, which leads me to, boy, they better be right. They better be right on that other side, Clint.
You talking about Lassiter?
Yep. And when I say they, I think this is more D'Amico. You better be right, because I'll say this. I think Nick and I think D'Amico's heavily involved, especially on the defensive side of the ball, on the personnel. But if I look at it, Nick has provided. Hey, man, you brought in a second-round pick at pick 42 at corner. You brought in Okudah. You brought in C.J. Henderson. You've added 3 legitimate pieces that are talented guys that could work on the other side of them. And it seems like Lassiter is who they are rolling with, and they need to be right, because we're going to start saying, man, I'm not throwing over there. The hell am I going to throw over there for? Right? Like, if you're the Texans, I got, like, you better be right about Petrie too and this nickel thing. I got this. Like this guy right here. I'm not throwing over there.
Well, that may be. Look, let's be honest. This Derek Stingley thing may be where the confidence in putting Kamari Lassiter out there from jump, that may be where it's stemming from. Because you know with Derek Stingley on the field, you can always have your free safety shadow or shade to Lassiter's side. You can always give him help over the top. You can always have Derek Stingley Jr. shadow the best receiver to assure that some of these high-powered offenses don't get Lassiter locked up on a number one receiver. Like, when it's all said and done, if Derek Stingley is healthy and playing as good a ball as he's been playing in camp, if that translates to the damn game day, then D'Amico Ryans is going to be significantly more confident in every decision, whether it be personnel or play calling. He's going to be significantly more confident in everything he does. Hell, Derek Stingley, I don't want to give him too much damn credit because it's only about a week of camp here. But hell, he may be the root of all this confidence and how confident the guys are in the interior defensive line, the ability to stop the run, the willingness or interest in putting Jalen Petrie at nickel and a second-round pick, just handing him the starting corner job from jump. It may be because Derek Stingley is a guy that can be an eraser.
It's going to be crucial because they're not even going to give him a pencil to erase. They're gonna challenge everybody else. Is what they're gonna try to do is challenge 5 and 14, and they better be right in their belief that those guys can hold up in coverage during the season. So hey, Derek Stingley, he may shut off a half of the field, or so to speak, potentially, but teams are going to get aggressive going the other way.
Absolutely.